Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is 14th of December 2021 and the time now is 6:17 a.m. Well, our topic today is what was the most satisfying moment of your life as an adult which you want to share with everyone? Right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, for this one, the most satisfying moment as an adult, yeah, I have to talk about this a little about when I was not yet an adult. For this one, yeah, it is not a new story, it is an old story, which is I think I got social anxiety when I was young, and it is uh, I think the degree of social anxiety is the strongest when I was in the kindergarten, and uh, also in primary school. I think it didn't improve much. Yeah, it's still the same. And when it goes to secondary school, I think there is a big turning point when I was 15. Yeah, and uh, after that, I can feel that there is a gradual improvement for these things, which I can actually handle the social anxiety better. Yeah, and currently I am reading a book, and it is about it talks about social anxiety, and yeah, and I found that this is a symptom of social anxiety. And for social anxiety, there are a few, they are different degree. It is like the severity uh, of this social anxiety. And for my one, it is kind of like not very serious at this moment, and maybe it is more serious when I was younger. So the most satisfying moment today I would like to talk about is one of the uh, moment that also I feel like I'm dealing with this social anxiety, and I kind of like overcome it more, and then also improve more because of some deliberate practice. Yeah, actually, there are a lot, but I don't want to talk about much, which I was not yet an adult. So I talk about when I was 22. Yeah, when I was 22, I was studying in the college, and uh, there is one lecturer, which is Mr. Allen, and I know him. I knew him just the first year when I get to the school, and then actually I didn't take uh, uh, any classes or lessons which is taught by him. And then many of my friends told me that, there is a teacher, and then they kind of like introduced Mr. Allen to me because I'm taking the business and management as my main subject, and I had to take the lessons which is taught by him. So my friends just maybe remind me or told me about this, and then at that time actually I also felt quite nervous, or maybe a little bit of uncomfortable when thinking that I have to choose which lesson. And actually, at that time, I choose not to take his lesson in the first and second years, and I leave it to the last year in my college. But yeah, unfortunately, I failed some subjects, and then I have to study one more year. So it is like the last 2 years in my college. Uh, I I have no choice. I have to choose his. lesson, his class, I have to choose the subject taught by him. Yeah, and at that time, the first time that I go and attend his class, and then because I delay taking his class, so the first things in the class after everybody um, uh, everybody come and the class is started, and then the lecturer actually know a few of students already because they saw them before maybe, and then in A level. But for me, I don't take A level, so it is like in the class I was the totally new student to the lecturer. And because of that, the lecturer want to know, maybe he want to know me more and ask me to introduce myself, ask me a lot of questions, test me. And then yeah, at that time, the first day, I remember that I was called 7 times, including a few times that I had to go to the front and then face uh, so many people, and then to say something, to say my opinion, or to answer some questions. So on that day, I performed quite well because I know that I know the teaching style of him from my friends, and then I really pay 100% attention, and then so I managed uh, to do quite well in that day. Yeah, but actually at that day I also very stressful. You know, after the class I feel maybe headache or what. So yeah, even though the first day is less it is like okay, but to me actually I feel torturing whenever teachers or lecturer ask me out, and then to ask me to especially talk to a bigger group of people. Yeah, and uh, yeah, at that time, um, I don't feel really good. And then whenever sometimes when I my name is called, and then actually my heartbeats increase uh, a lot. Yeah, it is going very fast, and then sometimes I even feel like my head, especially my face, there is the heat. Yeah, I can feel maybe there is some redness. My face just turn red. I can feel it, and yeah, this is also one of the symptom of social anxiety. And I have no choice because I take his class like a few times in a week, and then at that time, actually, every time I get called, every lesson, that is not a very big class. It is like 12 or 13 students in the class. So um, we we will have the chance to go to presentation, and especially for girls, they actually don't like to go to present. So maybe when there are group assignment, there are group exercise, boys will have to go out and present. So at that time, I present quite a lot of time, and until I actually get used to it. So I think this is something like deal with the torturing moment every time, and then have no choice. It is like deliberate practice. Just deal with it, do the same thing. If you didn't keep up and give up, and then you must be able to deal with this kind of torturing moment. And for me, yeah, I feel myself being able to speak in front of people, and then uh, less stressful, and then not so anxious. Yeah, so I think actually also every time after his class on the way back home, I actually feel kind of like satisfying because it is something like I made it. Yeah, I made it today. And then even though that is a torturing moment, but after that, it is a satisfying moment to me. So, and after 2 years in his class, and then I actually feel like, yeah, this is also a turning point, which is quite big. After those I mentioned just now, which is 15 years old. So yeah, I think this is one of the most satisfying moments in my life. And actually, until today, I still feel I still has a little bit social anxiety, and I have to deal with it. Yeah, and yeah, so I think this is the thing that I would like to share today. Yeah.
Yeah. When is your social anxiety the most serious period?
The most serious, I think, is in the kindergarten. Yeah, at that time, I don't dare to go to toilet. I don't dare to talk to teachers. I have no friends. When teacher asked me to stand up to maybe answer some questions, I just couldn't manage it. I can feel my heartbeat really fast, and then at that time, because I was like a kid, so I know that I can just keep quiet, and uh, uh, the teachers won't blame me too much. So in the kindergarten, all the teachers say to my mom that I don't even speak in the school, and then I was too shy or what, introvert. Yeah,
Yeah, and can you define the social anxiety?
yeah. Social anxiety is actually quite similar to introvert, and then uh, they don't actually get excited when uh, talking with people, when being in it depends on the degree. For those who is more severe, they don't even enjoy, or they don't feel excited when talking with maybe one of the strangers, just one guy. And if you are less severe, maybe you feel uncomfortable when uh, let's say there are a few friends, and then everybody talk about you and everybody look at you. You become the kind of like the what to say 焦点, yeah, the key the key things of them, and then they are starting to discuss you, and you will feel your heartbeat increase a lot, and then make you uncomfortable, and then also your face will turn red. uh, Also, this affect you to speak properly. Yeah.
And is a social anxiety is about the strangers? How about for those people you familiar? You
Familiar with you can actually do well. For example, you talk to your families and the peoples that you are very familiar with.
mm,
Yeah, that would be okay. So in the primary school, I just have like one or two friends in the class, and basically I just uh, uh, let's say go to the canteen. Yeah, I just go with them, and sometimes I just go by my own.
but just now you say it's still with the strangers, right? So um, you didn't you didn't spend 1 week or 1 day to finish your whole primary school uh school life or secondary
Mm,
school life, college school
yeah.
life. How do you know whether it is I mean the the uh, the alleviations or the reductions of the anxiety, quote unquote social anxiety is because you have overcome it, but not because the increase of the familiarities.
Oh, yeah. At that time, actually, in the primary school, I don't feel like I improved, and uh, for actually for those people that you know their name, but if you're not familiar with them, you will also feel extremely anxious and maybe uncomfortable to talk to them.
but what if you see them every day?
Every day, if I don't talk to them every day, then it's still the same. I won't talk to them. I choose not to talk to them because the first few time, if I deal with them, I feel extremely anxious. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think everybody are the same on the aspect. Uh, I mean, in your college, you say you present more and more, and then you found that it's kind of like overcome or reduce the social anxiety. But how can you know? Because this is just a small class.
Mm,
You deal with your students, you deal with the same students, the same classmates.
mm.
Uh, yeah, every day. Maybe not every day, but a lot of time. Yeah. So how can you know the reduction of the social anxiety is because of that you have overcome it, or actually is it just because of the increase of the familiarity?
For this one, I don't think it is an increase in the familiarity. Maybe it is the increase of the familiarity with kind of like presentation, not the group of people in the class. And I feel like I'm able to give a presentation in front of other group of people and or a bigger group of people. For these things, I think it is impossible for me when I was in secondary school before going to college. Whenever I think I have to speak in front of people, like in front of the class. Also, 6 years in my secondary school, I think I couldn't handle when I have to speak in front of the class, even though everyone is my classmate. I know every of them.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean, then how do you know whether you have overcome the social anxiety or actually you just master the presentation? You just get
Um,
used.
um, I think is more about getting used to it, and
Yes. Yeah, so, what the hell the social anxiety is? I still don't understand, even though you had defined it.
um, yeah, actually, for other people, they don't feel uh this kind of anxious.
I mean,
This kind,
uh, I will also feel that.
mm,
For example, if I want to call somebody, I will hesitate to call them. Yeah. Or if I need to pick up the call, I would. Yeah. I don't like to pick up the call,
mm,
and I will wait when there's nobody willing to take up willing to pick up the call, or maybe uh when only me is in office, and I still won't pick up I still won't pick up the phone immediately. I will wait ring one time, two
mm,
time, three time. Oh, okay. I have to I have to deal with it. I have to face it. So I pick up the phone. Yeah.
mm,
So uh not many people have this kind of quote unquote symptoms,
mm,
and I also will feel anxiety uh if I need to like kind of like report something to other people because I worry I couldn't do well.
mm,
I didn't explain everything. I couldn't say the key point. Yeah, and if I have this feeling, the the stress will keep increasing. If
mm,
sometimes I'm really in a rush. I'm really in a rush, and I don't have the time to think in this way, and then I wouldn't have any this kind of feeling. And also many, yeah, I don't like to talk with strangers. I'm an introvert,
mm,
and also when people say something to me, I can say, okay, yeah, I don't have any interest to please them. I don't have any interest to reply them.
mm.
I don't even I don't really uh uh care what they think of me. Yeah, like even on the party.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Or maybe on some dinner, some wedding, some wedding dinner. I can stand with keep quiet for whole in the whole event
Mm,
and not going to talk to anyone. Yeah, I can keep thinking. I can see around. I can have fun with myself.
mm,
I don't really need to talk to other people to kind of like increase my pleasure
mm.
with my happiness. I can
Yeah.
see around. I can think. I can think of very difficult questions.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
So how
uh,
about your feeling? Do you feel anxious when, let's say, people comes to you, strangers?
no, when people come to me, when they ask me something, I just answer.
Mm,
If I don't want to, if I don't want to uh continue the conversation, I will just answer a very like short sentence and
mm,
yeah. If they say something that I'm interested, uh, uh, I will reply more actively. Mm.
mm. Yeah.
Yeah. But if from outside of the people, what they see is yeah, this is a social anxiety, or maybe this these people is not have some social problem. Is it?
Um, yeah, I think it's it can be uh, I think it can be feel by your own more. It is like whether you feel anxious when deal with people. The anxious come from no way. It is like um, whenever it is you have to go to deal with one guy. Let's say you have to buy something, you have to ask something, and yeah, for me, I just will feel anxious when I was younger.
think I also will feel anxious. Yeah, I also will feel anxious. But after I think that after I aware that oh they they are the seller, they are a worker. Yeah, and first thing is they are taking salary, so this is their job. They need to answer my question. They are on their duty. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, for social anxiety,
And for example, on a party, I just think that they try to want to have fun in order to avoid the embarrassing. I just
hmm,
don't care because I don't feel embarrassing. So why I need to talk with them?
hmm,
And this is a it's something like similar to previous conversations that we mentioned about the knowing what you want. If you apply the know why at here, which is why you want to do the things, why you feel anxiety. Yeah. For example,
hmm,
uh, when you want to ask something from the seller, from the promoter, why you feel anxiety, first talk to strangers and maybe you worry. People think you are annoyed. People think you can't like give them the trouble. Yeah. Uh, maybe I don't know because everyone has their own reason. Or what's the reason?
um, yeah. Actually, I couldn't tell. Just like have to talk to people. Firstly I feel anxious, and after that maybe I have thinking like, um, will they think I am kind of like stupid or an idiot because kind of like I couldn't just speak the things well with them, and also after that I afraid that when they ask me something and then I'm too anxious to answer. So this kind of thinking maybe uh, uh, on my brain and then on my mind and then keep intensify. So it is like make me even more anxious.
Yeah, I know. I can feel that. Yeah, because I also have a lot of experience. Yeah. So yeah, so this is okay. So just like what I say, uh, yeah, no matter whether this no matter they think I'm stupid and idiots, but this is their job. I just don't want to spend my time to understand your product. Please explain to me because you are the staff. You are on you are on your duty to explain the thing to me because your company want to sell the thing to me.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it. Easy, very easy.
Yeah.
Mm. And do you have any problem to pick up with your phones?
Actually, yes.
Mm. And yeah, and what is in your mind?
Um. Yeah. For those number that I don't recognize, it is a strangers. I feel more anxious because of uncertainty, and then also after that, I afraid that if it is, let's say, in Malay language, maybe I couldn't speak that well, and then because of my anxiety, maybe I couldn't get what they really want to say, and then I couldn't express myself well. Also, I think it's quite the same. Like, I afraid that people think uh, I'm stupid or what.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Also, for
Uh,
people that I know, I also care about my kind of like my image. I'm afraid that they will feel like, oh, um yeah, just uh the same feeling, like afraid of people think I'm stupid.
yeah, I think this is perfectionism, it's not social anxiety. Yeah. And okay, about my personal phone number, I don't
Mm.
have any feelings. Uh, because the first thing, I know that somebody call me first, maybe it's a scam number. Yeah. And when they're calling me, they are asking my help. They are asking something from me.
Mm.
Yeah. So they are the requester. I'm kind of like the commander. Yeah. So I give them the command and I can control my decisions. And if they speak Malay, if they speak other language, try to imagine if they speak uh uh kind of like other language, let's say what is it? The any other language, let's say is the Japan language.
Mm.
Okay, and what will you do if you don't understand what's the language, or maybe they say something like the Bangladesh language, or they say the the India, yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
the Indian language. Yeah, so what will you do? You just hang up the phone, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll say, oh, wrong number, hang up the phone. And because they request your help, if they really want to tell something, or if they really uh, want to maybe promote something to you, they need to ask other people to call you, other people who know English, who know Chinese to call you. This is not your problem. This is their problem.
Mm.
Yeah, and second, they may think you're idiot. They may think you are idiot. They may think you are stupid. Yeah, but doesn't matter. I don't know this person. He don't know me. Mm. And other people have the free. I mean, other people have their own freedoms to think. Every people in the world except them are idiots, are stupid. They have the freedom. I can't control their freedoms to think in this way. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mm.
So I also think they are stupid. I also think they're idiots. Yeah. And if you worry about other people think you are stupid, you are idiot, you just think every other people are stupid. Every other people except you are idiots. Then yeah, so it's fair.
Mm. Yeah, I know. By doing so, it is actually can help with us to deal with those anxiety that comes with no way, right?
Uh,
Knowing
no,
the reason, then we won't
yeah,
feel
yeah, yeah.
anxious.
It's a know why. I think the main problem is know why.
Mm.
I don't have any anxiety when I pick up my personal phone's call.
Mm.
And do you have any experience when you're in office and you couldn't see the number? Yeah, even though you see a number, you don't know who is it, and
Mm.
then you have to pick up the call. Do you have this kind of experience when you work in office?
Yes, this is when I think that was my second job in my life, which is I work for one of my friend's father's company. And
Mm,
at that time, actually, I don't have to get a call because they will have one other senior will always keep the call.
yeah, but
And
they
then, but sorry,
uh they will have sometimes they
yeah,
are not available, right?
yeah, they're not on the seat. And then I was there, and the phone is ringing. I couldn't just ignore it because
Yeah,
behind me there are some other colleagues will also tell me that, hey, pick up the call, something like that. So I have no choice to get the call. And then yeah, at that time also, because at that time the social anxiety is even greater.
yeah,
And yeah, I just totally couldn't get what they say, and you can hear a lot of stuttering when speaking. And then I basically don't get what they ask, and then I just say
yeah,
later I will ask my colleagues to call back, something like that. I couldn't just handle them.
yeah. So yeah, so this is the point. And try to think about you know everything. You are the business owner. Will you still have this kind of problem? No, because you when people call you when people call you when they say their demands, when they say their requests, you know what they are saying. Just
Mm.
you feel anxiety because you're not sure whether you can handle because and also you know this is not the person who looking for me. For example, if somebody tell me, oh, is my secretary finding me, or is some other people are looking for me, that I have idea that why they want to look for me. For example, I have emailed to them, I asked them something. Maybe they don't want to they don't want to reply me on email. They want to explain on me explain to me on phone. And yeah, I know. Yeah, so I won't feel anxiety of for those call is specifically looking for me. Yeah, so but for those call who are not looking for me and I don't know their business and I'm not the sales executive. I don't know what's their job, what's their role, yeah, how they deal with this problem. Yeah, so I also feel anxiety. For example, some customer want to check the product,
Mm.
want to check whether the stock is available or something else, and I just couldn't answer. I would just like okay, I record down, but could I really record down? Very difficult,
Mm.
because you have thousands of the product. Yeah, and the customer say out the product based on their perception, based on their knowledge. But is the product is really the same product name that we use in company? No,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I maybe they say out the product name. I don't know how I don't know what is it. Yeah, I just don't know what is it. Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, so all of this is a reason is a reason that the anxiety come from is a know why. Yeah, and and why is the worst? What is the worst? Is actually you need uh is you totally don't understand what they are saying, or maybe what you record down is relevant, and then just ask the relevant person call back. That's easy.
Yeah.
So you can tell them, oh, the person you are looking are in the toilet, go out for lunch. Can you give me your phone number? I record down. Later, I ask them to call back to you. Or you say, oh, okay. Let's say when if you are not, okay, let's say if the person are looking for finance and you are not finance, you are not in finance department, you can say, oh, the person, all the staff in finance department have go out for lunch. Yeah, and I record down your number. Later, I ask them to call back to you. If the customer is looking for sales, and then you also can say the same thing. If the customer looking for other things, other department, you also can say the same thing. Yeah, even though the people who call you asking something regard your task, you also can say like this. Yeah. Yeah, and then after sometimes you call back also can, right?
Yeah.
If you couldn't understand what they are talking at the current moment, even though after you record down, you can say, oh yeah, the people who responsible for this have go out. I have record down your request. Later we call back to you. Yeah, it's also is a strategy. So you know what you need to do. Record down their phone number, record down their request. Yeah, know their name, maybe their surname. That's easy. Yeah, this is something that everyone can do. And once you have the solution to deal with this, even though you don't understand the no why. I mean, yeah, maybe even though you don't understand no why, or even though you couldn't deal with the no why, because like for my task, I'm dealing with finance. If I want to overcome anxiety, I need to understand whole sales. Yeah, whole sales procedures. Understand all the product. Why I need to do that? Yeah, right. So yeah, so you need to find out the solution to deal with your anxiety, even though you don't know the no why, or even though you couldn't solve the no why, you couldn't solve the problem fundamentally, but you still can come out the solutions.
Yeah.
So you need to know the worst consequence. For example, on Alan class, you know what is the worst consequence that you have to uh, compile the counseling. Yeah, you need to you you need to give another presentation. Yeah. So there's a worst scenario, right? Not a big deal. Yeah, even though you make some mistake, even though you cannot answer the Alan question in the class, yeah, it's embracing, but it's not a big deal. I won't die because of this. Yeah, so the anxiety suddenly just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, I understand some people will have a very, very serious social anxiety. And also, I also know, for example, we have one mental disease, which is the autism. This is a real disease. Yeah. So I fully aware that some people couldn't deal with the strangers, even couldn't talk with the person you love, even couldn't talk to the person you familiar, your family member. Yeah, this is a mental disease. Yeah, but I think for most of the people, the quote unquote social anxiety is just a fake term.
Yeah, I don't know other people. It is like overactive, or not overactive, oversensitive to many things. And actually, just now your solution is very good to deal with this kind of oversensitive. For example, to think of just now you say to think of the worst scenario. Yeah, this is a good way to deal with those oversensitivity. We know what is the worst, and maybe we were not so sensitive anymore. And also, there are some solution which is you suggest just now are really good uh, to kind of like solve the problem in another way.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those real social anxiety, actually there are something deal with the serotonin level in our brain,
Mm.
and uh, they uh, they don't have enough serotonin, so they will react in oversensitive to talk to people.
Mm. Yeah. But so far, as I know, many people can use their 意志 or 心 maybe kind of like 心智 something like that, which is maybe their determinations to overcome the mental disease. And one of the person I know is I this is called Nash. Yeah, NASH. And he's a mathematician. He's a very, very successful person, but he has a mental disease, which he has an illusions, which is he can see the people who are not in the real life exist, and it's so real. The illusion of a person keep
Mm,
interact with him. Yeah, yeah, looking at him and then working together with him
mm,
and talk to him, and he he couldn't distinguish whether it is a real or it is a
oh,
fake.
mm,
Yeah, you may say, oh, you couldn't touch them, you couldn't like, you couldn't like uh 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 have the physical feeling, have the body feeling with them. No, they have this kind of feeling.
mm,
They really think this is a real, this
mm,
is a real person, this is a real people.
yeah.
Yeah, and how they deal with it. The Nash has some the Nash have some solution. Once they realize that this is the person not exist in real life.
Mm,
They ask people, can you see the person? Yeah. For example, now let's say you are sit next to me, and
mm,
then I'm not sure whether you are real or fake. I ask other people, can you see? Is there any? Can you help me a favor? Is anybody sit next to me? And if
mm,
the people say no, okay, then I know I recognize this face. I recognize these people. Oh, this is a fake. This is not. This is my illusions. Yeah.
mm,
So I just ignore the illusions.
yeah.
Yeah. But the person keep following him. Yeah. Keep following him. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a very, very serious mental disease, but he can't find a way and use his determinations to overcome it. Yeah, of course, he's not a normal guy. He's a very, very tough and strong guy.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. So I think for most of the people, if you kind of like categorize some symptoms to like the very serious problem, for example, social anxiety or some other like maybe maybe you have a very, very fancy terms like the uh I don't know, maybe it's kind of like the social disorder symptoms, something like that. We
Mm,
don't really know we don't really know the meanings, but it seems like very, very fancy. The term is kind of like very serious. This is kind of like the real disease, and you kind of like add pressure on yourself. Yeah. So this is the kind of like uh this is unnecessary, and it's not good for you. This is my opinion.
mm, yeah.
Okay, when talk about my most satisfying when I was adult, actually there are three things, and yeah, it could be very short. The first is to learn anything that I want to learn, and only learn only those things I want to learn. Yeah, this is important. Because when I was when I was a child, like other people, we learn many things that we have no idea. We don't know why. We don't even know why we need to learn those things. Just the parents, just the adult ask us to learn the thing, and we
Mm.
have to follow. Yeah, and when I become adult, I can learn those things. I can learn all. I can learn uh the thing that I want to learn. Yeah. So if I think something is unimportant, I just won't spend time on it, and nobody can force me to learn those things. Yeah, to spend time on it. Yeah, so it's kind of like I can control my time on learning.
Mm.
I don't need to listen to other people when using my time. My time is scarce. Yeah, I have limited time. My time is not their time. If they like to learn, they just go for it. Yeah. And the second is I can find my own value. I can I can try to figure out. I can understand what's important to me. I can rank which one is important. For example, wealth, health, family relationship, friendship. Yeah, I can kind of like do the uh uh rank the subjective value um for my for, for myself. Yeah, and other people cannot help you on this. And when you are a child, and people will ask you, yeah, you need to focus on academic. You need to focus on something else. Yeah,
Mm.
and people think it is good for you. They help you choose the value, but they are not you. Only
Mm.
you can figure out your own value. Yeah, so this is the second thing. And the
Yeah.
third thing is I can plan for myself. Yeah, I know my value. I can plan for myself. I can do something to fulfill it. To that I can do something that suit my value. I can, and also with my own incentive. Yeah, I control my life, and I do the thing because I want to do, because I think it will contribute to my long-term well-being.
Mm.
And I increase my productivity. I provide value to other people. Yeah, because I believe that it will help. It will help me. It will help me back. Yeah, it will contribute to my long-term well-being. Yeah. So yeah, so these are the three things that I think is the most satisfying thing when I was when I become adult.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So how about before you grow up to an adult? Um, uh, do you are you able to do the three things that you mentioned
Uh,
just now?
First thing, no, I mentioned already. And
Mm.
second thing, no, I also mentioned already. And third, also no, I mentioned already. Because people plan for you. People ask you to do the thing.
Mm.
And are you really provide the value to other people? No, you are not provide any real value to the society, to other people. Mm.
Mm. Yeah. So it is not like previously you want to plan for yourself but you couldn't. It is not like that, right? It is is it the awareness for you uh to like, let's say, the third one, to plan for yourself.
Okay, I think one of thing is the awareness, and second thing, even though you're aware that you still need to follow them,
Mm.
yeah, and because they will force you to do something,
Mm.
and yeah, uh, we always are forced to do something that we don't want to do. Just like even though for now, why you still need to work? You work for something which is the fiat money that other people can print out in it.
Mm.
Yeah, why you need to work? The government believe they can print money to solve the problem. They can adjust the monetary to solve the problem. They can. they can reduce or increase the money supply to solve maybe supply chain problem, to solve inflation, to solve the COVID-19. Yeah, they believe that. But who are the real people who contribute to follow it? If everybody don't follow them, if everybody don't agree, don't uh, don't want to accept their currency, don't buy it. If they increase money supply, they don't want the money. Yeah, can it still work? And they print more money, and then they want to use the money to incentivize you, to incentive why use to do what things, to use your time, to use the limited time, to put into the work, to put into the task, and produce the real thing. Yeah. For example, they print a lot of money and then they give to healthcare industry, and then so hire more staff. Yeah, so you can solve the healthcare kind of like we don't have enough like the hospital ward, we don't have enough staff, we don't have enough nurse, we don't have enough doctor. Yeah, just spend money, and then try give subsidies, give incentive, and find more doctor, find more nurse, find more people to build the hospital wards. Yeah, and why we want to, but they print the money ultimately and use the things to incentivize you. Yeah, even though now we are also doing the same thing, and also for example, now you need to get a vaccinated passport. You have the vaccination passport. You need to take vaccination, otherwise you can't go to work. Otherwise you couldn't enter the restaurant. Yeah, and also many things. And also, how about when we are a child? Secondary school, primary school, you need to get a cert. You need to pass exam. Otherwise, you could it's quite ridiculous. You don't have any berries. You need to go to primary school. You don't have any berry. You don't need any cert. You don't need to be have a complete limb. You even though you lose one of your leg, you still can go to primary school. Yeah, even though you have any other problem, you still can go to primary school. And when you are on primary 6, and then adult tell you that, and the government tell that you have to pass exam, otherwise you have to spend 1 more year to study in secondary school, or you couldn't go to the secondary school you want, maybe the private secondary school you want. Okay, and then after we go to the secondary school, same thing happen. You need to do well in order not to fail the exams, so that you can get the certs. So with the cert you can go to college. Otherwise the college wouldn't accept it, accept you as a student. Yeah, and maybe you couldn't find a job. Yeah, if you have if you don't have the kind of like the certificate, don't have a good result. Yeah, so so we are kind of like being forced to do something. Yeah, and also parents are also forced to do something. For example, they need to send their child to the school, otherwise they kind of like violate the law. Of course you can do homeschooling, but how many parents can do that? How many parents are willing and have the time, have the energy to find the law, to find the regulations, to find how to provide for their children, to find how not to breach the law, to know how to prepare the documentation and prove that. you really are doing homeschooling.
Mm.
You need the proof. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are always being forced to do something.
Mm. Yeah.
Just after we become adult, the force, the force are reduced. Mm. Mm.
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, it is right. It is undeniable. We are forced to do many things, and also, like you said, it is also the opposite, right? If we can gain more freedom and also maybe as well as the awareness, then it will be satisfying, right?
Yeah, because you can start to change.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
can
For
start to learn.
example, let's say you achieve early retirement, then that is also one of the freedom that you get. You don't have to go to the company and then work for others every day.
Mm.
Yeah, it will also be satisfying.
Yeah, right. Okay, so anything else to add in?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all for today's conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversation? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocal mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.